That's why God spent the whole entire Old Testament giving you prophecy about the coming of Christ. It authenticated Christ is coming. So much the more until Herod killed all of the newborns up to 2 years, trying to get at Jesus. Because he had heard about the coming of this Messiah. Yeah. So prophecy is important. So when you want to authenticate the word of God, you authenticate it by the Old Testament. That's why I can't understand what folks want to do without it. You authenticate the prophecies of the New Testament coming to pass by the Old Testament. It doesn't have no meaning without the Old Testament. Let's take a look at this. Genesis, God promised that Christ would come by the seed of a woman. Genesis, he promised the seed to Abraham. In Genesis, he promised it to Isaac and to Jacob. In Genesis 49:10, God said that Jesus will come, the Messiah will come from the tribe of Judah. Isaiah 9:7, heir to the throne of David. Micah 5:2 gave the place of birth. Daniel 9:25 gave the time of birth. Judges 13:5, he shall be called a Nazarene. Isaiah 7:14, he was born of a virgin. These are prophets. Jeremiah 31:15, there will be a massacre of infants. You didn't know that was in the Bible, did you? It's foretold what Herod was going to do when he received the knowledge. Jeremiah 31:15. Hosea 11:1 talks about the flight into Egypt. Isaiah 9:6, he shall be a ruler, the king with a kingdom. His kingdom shall be a righteous one. Isaiah 9:1, he had a ministry in Galilee. Deuteronomy 18:15, he was to be a prophet. Psalm 110, as a priest like Melchizedek. Isaiah 53, his rejection by the Jews. Isaiah 11:2, his characteristics. Zedekiah 9:9, his triumphant entry on the back of an ass. Psalm 41, betrayed by a friend. Zedekiah 11:12, sold for 30 pieces of silver. Zechariah 11:13, money returned for potter's field. Psalm 109:7, Judas' office to be taken. Psalm 27, false witnesses accused him. Psalm 53, he was silent. He spoke not a word when he was accused. Isaiah 56, smitten upon and spat upon. Psalm 69, hated without a cause. Isaiah 53, suffered vicariously. Isaiah 53:12, crucified with sinners. Psalm 122:16, hands and feet were pierced. Psalm 22:6, mocked and insulted. Psalm 69:21, given gall and vinegar to drink. Psalm 22, hears prophetic words repeated in mockery. Psalm 109, praise for his enemies. Zechariah 12:10, his thighs will be pierced. Psalm 22, soldiers cast lots for his coat. Psalm 34, Exodus, not a bone was broken. Isaiah 53, to be buried with the rich. Psalm 16, his resurrection. Psalm 68, his ascension. These are prophets about all of the things that will take place with Jesus Christ. Now, 42 different writers wrote the book of the Bible over a period of 200 years, over a period of 20 centuries. They wrote 2,000 years, 20 centuries. They wrote the Bible at different times. I don't know what the other one they wrote. Yet, their prophecies cooperate what happened in the New Testament. Now, that's what authenticates the Old Testament as the presented part of the Bible, as the Word of God. Now, you get excited about that, you don't have to. But that's what we stand on. We stand on the fact that the people in the Old Testament wrote without knowing the folks in the New Testament. Folks in the Old Testament wrote without knowing each other. Yet they wrote about something that was to happen in the future, 2,000 years later. And it happened, like they said. Now, that's why we know that God inspired this book and inspired me tonight. All right? But then he inspired it so that we got it through a Hebrew nation. You may not like the Jews. One thing about the Jews own 2/3 of this country.
All right, boy.
Now, you don't have to like it.
You do all right for me.
But God said that they're going to rule the world. Now, you don't have to like it. You wonder why they fight over there in Palestine. You ever wonder why they were there bickering and fighting over their little strip of land? Egypt, Syria, fighting one another. Israel. You ever wonder about that? You know when the war started? Huh? No. Old Testament started. Started. Started with Esau and Jacob. Remember the Bible says when Esau and Jacob were born, they were twins? Huh? And they were fighting in the mother's womb. And when they came out blooded, Jacob had the heel of Esau in his hand. They had been fighting in the womb. Esau is the father of the Edomites. They became natural enemies of Israel. Jacob was the father of Israel. And they've been fighting ever since. And y'all been wondering, why they fighting over there? Well, it's Jacob's descendants and Esau's descendants fighting. They still fighting. Over the same thing. Their inheritance.
Right.
That's it. And I know most of y'all been wondering, my God, they keep on hearing about the fighting over the back. When they gonna stop fighting? They will never stop fighting. They came out in the beginning fighting. Study your history. All right? Let's talk about New Testament. I'll quit my boss. What time is it? Ooh, I need to stop. New Testament, introduction to the content of the New Testament. Life of Christ in the Gospel, Acts of the Apostles, the development of the early church, life and ministry of Apostle Paul, later writers, and Testament writers. Now, there's a whole lot more to this than I'm saying, okay? A whole lot more. I'm tired now. My voice is gone. And I got a lot of stuff I can share with you, but I want you to know that the course itself is going to go in detail. But I want you to know that there's a reason for you to study the Word of God. Now, in the New Testament, there's a whole lot of teachings about a lot of things, such as why women wear hats, don't wear hats. We need to know the history behind that. You need to understand that in the church, in the early church, women were not allowed in the sanctuary. Paul saying women be silent. In the church, he ain't talking about today's church. He's talking about the church then. And the reason was, if you shut the women up today, you don't have nobody in the church for nothing. Stop the women from raising money, you won't have no money. Stop from singing on the choir, you don't have no choir. You stop from preaching, you don't have no ministry.
Right. We let them preach.
Huh?
We let them preach.
Let them preach, don't we? Let them speak. Now, let me close with this. I'm going to pass on this. Go to content thing of the New Testament. It's all tied and untied. Now, I think I did pretty good so far.
Amen.
Let me say this. That's why I need the elders. Yeah. I'm going to get them when I get back home. I'm going to do this to me again. But nevertheless, I'm going to give you credit for the whole thing. At the same time, you need to enroll in long-term tests and get some details. I'm going to show you why you need it. Okay? Let's talk about the reason why the women wore hats. For example, that's one of those issues people want to deal with. Hats in the church. You got to understand that in that day, a woman's head was always covered. If you look in, if you go to India right now, all the women cover their heads. If they're caught in the public, they're ashamed of their public. That's even today. It was a custom of the time. Because they took the image of the woman's hair that God gave them was so when they allowed them in the church, finally, when they finally allowed them in the church, they told the women, cover your head. It wasn't necessarily to wear a hat, but they covered their heads with a veil, whatever they had. And that was part of the custom. And Paul didn't go they want to take the veil off. So they were sharing the first thing with men. And so men were coming into the sanctuary without their head covered. All right? You all know, ladies, you all know how uncomfortable you all get sometimes when you want to praise God. You wouldn't get that big head on your head. You really want to get down and get on out, shout, and you want to lose your head. Yeah, okay. But some of the women decided to take the veil off because it was uncomfortable. All right? So Paul says, women, keep your heads covered in the church. Secondly, he says, be silent. You got to understand the reason why he told you to shut up. Because when it was the first time the women were allowed in the church, they came in a whole lot of questions. I was sitting there next to them, why are they doing that? Why? They were disturbing the service. The laws of women be silent in the church. When you get home, then ask your husband all these questions. Now, and for some reason, the Baptist folks took it, the other folks took it, and said they called the women to preach. It had nothing to do with preaching. Well, it had nothing to do with salvation. It was a custom. Hello? Now, to be fully dressed today in our culture, a woman wear hat and even gloves. That's complete dress. Hello? But most of y'all know how uncomfortable it is to wear hats, wear gloves everywhere. So most of them don't wear gloves. But occasionally you see the queen with gloves on. Come on. That's full dress. Even for a woman. And a hat. So I don't know why did the Holy Folks want to get all upset because they say wear a hat. You ought to wear one anyway because it makes you look nice. Hello? And it's a complete dress, isn't it? Am I right? All right. Now, so the only problem we have with it, in particular, is that somebody tells you to do it. Most of us don't like to look at it. No. That's the problem. Because Michael Jackson came out with one glove on one hand. And I looked around and young people going to school with one glove on one hand. Hello? And nobody complained how stupid it looked because Michael Jackson did. What is your name? Faith. Down I have about 10 different colors. You don't know your name. Madonna. Then you start seeing girls dyeing their hair all different colors. Nobody said how stupid that looked. But because some figure that they like did it, it was all right. The only thing we resent is the rejection. We feel rebellion when somebody tell us to be able to do something we don't want to do. When they start passing seatbelt law, nobody wants to wear it. Even though it's for your own protection. Most folks were kicking against me. Yeah, I don't wear a seatbelt. I don't wear a seatbelt. Well, it's for your good. They found out statistically, if you have a seatbelt on, it saves lives. But we don't like that. There's nobody telling us we got to wear a seatbelt. Even if it's going to save our life. That rebellious nature is in us. Everything about us is anti-God. Whatever God say do, we don't want to do. Hello? So the key is to understand the history behind these books. Why they were written the way they were. Why Paul said what he said. That when once you understand it, there's no problem with it. So that's the reason why you need to study the Bible. You need these lessons. And I'm sorry. I don't want to wear you on. I'll come out and somebody. Elder, I'm finished. Any questions from anybody? Next. I'm sorry. No. We had a good time. But I'm tired now.
I know you.
know you have enjoyed this session of these classes, 4 hours of class, 4 hours. But I'm sure that each one have enjoyed these studies which we have. And I want to say,
All right, loved one, the pastor has the floor.
Dr. Cowley has did an outstanding job.
Amen.
Now, you know, if this was a white instructor, you know,
With you, I'm hungry too. I'm hungry too.